What up, guys? Like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you are beautiful, you are kind, you are smart, you are lovely, you are gorgeous, you are amazing, you are phenomenal, you are worth it, you are perfect, and you are strong. Enjoy today's motivational videos. Don't forget to turn on your post notification, and I will see you next time. Hey guys, so happy Motivational Wednesday. Yes, okay. So today's Motivational Wednesday. I know a lot of people out there want to get married, they want to be in a relationship, or they just want to have better friendships and relationships. And so I came up with a couple of things that you can ask yourself in order to get yourself ready, because you definitely want to make sure that you work on you before you get married, because it's harder to work on things while you're married. A lot of things are going to come up while you're married anyways for you to work on, so you're always going to be working on something, but I think that these are just some key things to work on while you're waiting for a spouse. So number one would be, do you love yourself, and why? So you should be able to answer these questions. Do you really love yourself? Not superficially, but do you really love yourself, and why? Are you a whole person? Why or why not? And that means emotionally, physically, spiritually, are you where you want to be? Because lots of times if you go into any relationship and you're not a whole person, you can feel like that person is going to make you happy, but they're actually not. Until you are able to make your own self happy, no one will be able to make you happy. So you want to make sure that you are a whole person. That way, when God brings you a person, then they'll be whole, and then you'll guys be able to match better together, because there's always going to be friction, but the friction is less when you're both whole. I can actually explain more of that if you want me to do a separate video, but this is just for right now. How is your relationship with your mother/father? This is very important. For women, you always want to see how the relationship is with the mother, and for men, you want to see how the relationship is with the father, because women, if you do not have a great relationship with your father, you bring that into a marriage. And for a man, if you don't have a great relationship with your mother, you bring that into the marriage, and it will not be happy. Know who you are as a person. Know your values, know your worth, know your goals. Know what it is that you want out of life, so that when you are coming together with someone else, you're not bumping heads because you see things differently. You, of course, are going to see things differently, but the core balance, you really want the foundation to be together. So yeah, what issues do you need to work on? So you want to know those things that you need to work on. Like if you had trauma in your childhood, what are you working on those? Or if you've been raped or abused as an adult, how are you working on those? So know those issues and what it is that you need to do and work on them, and be actively working on those things. Don't just know them, but be actively working on those. Women, how do you respect men in your life? Because if you don't respect the man in your life, you definitely will not respect your husband. And respect is very important to men. And then also to the men, how do you love the women in your life? Because women thrive off love. So if you don't know how to love women, and you don't know how to treat them, you're not going to treat your wife any better. Also, how do you relate to other people? That is very important to know, how you relate to others, how it is that you interact with others, how you treat people. Do you like to be around a lot of people? Do you not like to be around a lot of people? What are your differences? You really need to know all of that stuff, guys. What is your love language? You guys, if you haven't took this test, it is so good to know what your love language is. Mine is quality time. So if you don't give me the quality time that I need, I'm really just like not into you. So I think there's like 5 love languages. So really take the test so that you know what your spouse is. My husband's top one is service. So things that you do for him makes him feel special. So you have to know those things about each other, because if you're trying to do the wrong love language, it won't work. Let's see. Are you a person who loves to serve, or are you a person of servanthood? A marriage, you're gonna have to serve each other. It just is what it is. One person is not gonna be able to just relax and not do nothing while the other person does everything, and the other person is not going to be able to do everything. You'll both grow to resent each other, and it just won't be a happy place. So marriage is, unfortunately, you're just serving each other. It's not unfortunate. It's a good thing, because you're doing it in a loving way, as long as you guys aren't taking advantage of each other. But you're gonna have to serve. And are you willing to sacrifice / compromise? That is like, you guys, sometimes you have to sacrifice in a marriage on what you might want and what that person might want, and you have to compromise. You have to be willing to make that adjustment for the better good. So you have to be able to do that. If you can't do that, you have to start learning how to practice that now, because when you're in a relationship with others, that's actually what it takes, whether it's friendship, whether it's marriage, whether it's relationships with your siblings. It is what it is. Let's see. Yeah, so, and communication. If you don't know how to communicate, this has been my biggest thing, which I am working out and working on it, actually. So it's pretty good, is communicating. Say how you feel and be honest with yourself and your partner. You have to, your husband, your spouse, be honest. You can't just say things and then your actions say something else. You have to be able to communicate. So if you are not a communicator and you didn't grow up like that, of telling people how you feel, how they make you feel, what could have been done different, if you have not been doing that, or you are incapable of that, I would definitely say that is something that you have to work on in order for any relationship to work. That's even with your family members, friendships, marriage. Communication is the most important key, because literally no one can read your mind. No one knows how you feel, not unless you verbally say it and you're able to express it. You can't hold it in, because you will blow up. You will act out in other ways when it could have just been talked about and be settled. So those are just some tips that I have. And if you guys have any, comment below. Let me know what you guys feel is most important in marriage and getting ready and preparing for marriage. Also, guys, learning how to cook, especially if you are going to marry like a Caribbean man, or like a just men in general. They love to eat, and most of the time they love it when you cook it and not go to the store and get it. So learning different meals, preparing yourself, and just loving on yourself. And then once you do all of that, then you'll meet a cool person who is meant to be with you. And of course, you guys will have issues, because everybody does, but they won't be major, and you'll be able to work them out because you guys have the tools to do so. So I hope this helped somebody today, and I will see you next time. Bye.